This is the Richland Police Department. We've located your RV. It's in the Winco parking lot off George Washington Way. You need to come get it. We'll be waiting.
From a distance, it looked like any other dot on the map. But that night, it was the center of everything. The police didn't say much, just gave me the address. I didn't know what I'd find, but I knew it was mine. At least I thought it was. Inside wasn't memory anymore. It was evidence. Left behind by someone I had never invited. They weren't just stealing, they were settling in. Thought the worst was over. But that hole wasn't an ending, it was the entrance.
For the day I break these chains, I'm bound for the life of the simple things.
If you're new here, or if you've missed part 1, you're gonna wanna start there first. Everything that's about to happen won't make sense without it. There's a link in the corner and in the description below. Seriously, I'll wait. In the previous episode, it ended with a message I never wanted to read. Then my lifeline shredded. And before I could even recover, I was left pedaling through life, praying the wheels would hold. For a moment, it looked like I still had something left. But even that disappeared. Until the phone rang at 2 a.m. You'd think that the guy would have had the RV off to the side, like this one here, this Dolphin, but no. That wasn't my RV, but standing here, it felt like a ghost of mine was still waiting for me. Believe it or not, the way the cops had actually recovered it was the guy, he refused to leave the parking lot. The RV was parked right here. Under the sun, it should feel safe, but it doesn't. Right smack here, in the way, taking up multiple parking spaces. It wasn't even parked lengthways. The ignition had been drilled out. I found that out when I went inside. The RV was trashed, as you can see here. Things everywhere, garbage, dog food. It was an absolute pigsty, a complete and total mess. I went to go and try to start the RV, you know, I still had my keys, but to my astonishment, that's when I saw that the ignition had been drilled out. I went to the cop asking him, you know, how I was supposed to go anywhere with it, whether they'd searched it for paraphernalia. My brother was with me. He had started to live with me at the time, and he was concerned with the way that the RV looked in shambles, that what we would find would be paraphernalia. Didn't want us to be getting in trouble for it. I have to admit that was one of the wiser concepts from my brother that I'd ever heard, him thinking about that. The cop told me that he was no expert on auto robbery or anything, but to check for a screwdriver laying near the ignition. I found it. So I started up the RV
In 50 feet, turn left onto Columbia Point Drive. Take the next left onto Columbia Point Drive.
It did annoy me a little bit with how closely the black SUV was following me. I turned here left at the light. Again, so did the black SUV. More people live this direction out the highway than back the other way, so no surprise. Still really close, like almost tailgating me. I kept checking the mirror. Still there. Too close.
Use the second from the right lane to take the Columbia Park Trail exit, then use the...
No turning back now. The black SUV took the same exit as me. Then I moved over to the far left lane to go ahead and make my turn around the roundabout to get to the apartment complex and the marina I knew about. Again, the black SUV following me very close. At this point, this didn't no longer feel like a coincidence. I was pretty sure I was being followed. You can imagine, after just recovering your RV, to be followed by a black SUV, I was starting to get nervous, a little on the anxious side. I didn't want to take it directly to the apartment complex where they would know where I would live. Again, I take a left, and this time into the marina parking lot. What do I see? The black SUV following me into the lot. And the black SUV pulls right in alongside me, sitting there, idling. The black SUV had a knock. I could hear the engine knocking. They weren't leaving. I flashed my lights. Still they stayed there. They didn't get out of the SUV. They just sat there. My brother got out really quick, started walking towards the SUV. I got out as well. There it was, right there. When we both got pretty close to it, it backed up a little bit, pulled off, but it didn't leave the parking lot. It just moved away from us a little bit. I drove off, not that fast, just kind of fast for an RV. I passed by the Reach Museum here, which later I would come back to with the RV. Immediately I got on the phone and I started calling the cops. Once I got up here, about 3/4 of the way to the next major turn, I pulled off. Still unbelievable. It was still right there behind me, following me. I pulled off the road They didn't. So I took a U-turn. I was talking to the cops at this point. I headed back over towards the Reach Museum.
Take the next left, then turn right.
I'd stealth camped in this parking lot here at the Reach Museum before. I knew the parking lot had a really deep lot. There's still folks here that sleep in their cars as we pass by some of them. I pulled the RV all the way up here, parked it right by this bus, and waited for the cops. I didn't see that black SUV again, but strangely enough, after just waiting a little while, up there along near the stop sign, the cop was just sitting there. It wasn't going anywhere. It was almost seemed like it was watching me. They seemed apprehensive, even though I had called them. I let them know it was me that called. I talked to them, told them about the black SUV, told them that I just recovered my RV from the Winco parking lot and they'd followed me the whole way. He told me he thought it was the wife of the guy that had stolen it, and they would go ahead and get a hold of him and let him know that the RV wasn't theirs. So that kind of ended the excitement of the night. I was able to go ahead and walk back over to my apartment. The fact that I had my RV stolen, I had to get an apartment. It wasn't a bad apartment. Heck, I even had a river view. And here I was, pulling into Evergreen Ridge. On a short notice, they had apartments available here. Nothing really fancy, but it did have a river view. So my RV got stolen. I spent 2 nights in a hotel while I found this apartment complex. Less than 2 weeks later, my brother and his 2 daughters move in. Since he's a single dad, I'm helping him out. He spent 9 months living with me. We crammed a lot of life into this little apartment for a while. Wasn't much, but it was enough for what we needed. Eventually, my brother got back on his feet. I co-signed for a place for him and the girls, gave them their own shot at a fresh start. And the apartment even had a slice of the river if you leaned just right. All right, so this is my little brother. He's not so little anymore. I don't know why he's just looking at you. I don't know why he's looking at you so weird like that. He's a very strange kid.
He's little-minded.
So this is his spawn. So I also nicknamed Chloe here Satan's spawn.
It's hell spawn, thank you.
I miss living by the river. I have to say I liked coming over to this park right next door to the marina over there. Right now, my favorite seat, which is that green one, it rocks a little bit. It's taken. Now you guys know how crazy my life has been, along with working a lot, all these crazy things happening. I had to dig myself out of a deep hole. And now I almost have my car paid off. I just bought a new to me GMC motorhome. If you remember way back in the day when I was over at the co-op, I really wanted a 23 footer. Well, now I have a 23 footer and it's in great shape. Way better shape than the one I had before. I'm working hard at saving up money. I'm really looking forward and excited because the direction of this channel, along with camping and stuff, I've built a whole new passion around credit cards and Vegas comps. I'm gonna take you along that journey, show you how you can travel for almost free. I'm super stoked about doing that, and then just adding it on to the other material that I always had done in the past. It's something that I'm really passionate about. In fact, I'm gonna be taking a trip over to Vegas in about a week, and I'm gonna show you guys how to get status matches starting with one card across all the casinos, so you get free parking, free valet, skip the lines into the buffets, and even have the opportunity to really earn yourself some solid comps. Get out there, connect with people, live your big story, and make sure you do something every single day to reduce world suck. Peace, guys.